Hi friends, Jessie here. Today's practice is going to use a blanket and a strap. We're going to use these props to deepen our connection to different parts of our bodies and try to make space with a limit. So we're going to use something tangible to give us a little feedback and hopefully offer some more opening and some more space. So we're going to start seated. The props I've got today, I've got 2 blocks, a blanket, and a strap. And we are going to use the strap in particular a couple of ways. So if you don't have a yoga strap, make sure you've got a nice long belt or whatever you're using. We're going to start in seated Vajrasana, which is sitting back on your heels. And if sitting back on your heels is not the tea this day that you're doing this practice, take your blanket. You can fold it up a couple of times. And you're just going to put it between your heels. You could use a block or a bolster as well, but today's practice we're really going to focus on one blanket and a strap as our focal point with our props. So once you get into your seated Virasana, spread the tops of your feet wide. Imagine that the entire shin and top of your foot was a foot. Try to relax your pelvis down into the support you've offered. And if you can't relax down, perhaps add a little height. You could add a blanket under your knees as well. And just take one moment for an intentional shift, an intentional transition between whatever you were doing before you came to your mat and whatever's going to happen next. A little pause between experiences to just notice where you are. This inquiry here of where am I is non-judgmental. It doesn't have an overt agenda beyond connecting. Where you are, how you feel. Give yourself a few intentional exhales. Sigh out through the mouth. Maybe flutter your lips or just let your jaw go. And take a moment to set your intention to practice wholeheartedly today. If setting that intention doesn't work for you or there's something else in your chitta, in your heart mind, bring that to the focus. The idea of showing up in whatever limits, whatever limitations present themselves in our practice with an open heart and mind to the idea that there is nothing in our physical bodies that we couldn't meet in an expansive, wholehearted kind of way. Not for judging, not for fixing, not for proving anything. Just tapping into your natural flow of energy. And we've been here on the tops of our shins for a moment. So if at any point you need to take a foot out and do a half Vajrasana or add some height, help yourself. We're going to stay here a little longer, so keep that in mind. Grab your strap. We're going to need a loop in the strap, which if you've ever wrestled with a D-ring on the mat, you know is a thing. But you're going to have my strap is pre-looped. I'm not going to take the time to do that. You can pause and make your loop if you need to. And we're going to bring this strap about armpit to armpit distance apart to start. You're going to bring the strap around your forearms, above your elbows, someplace that you can bring your arms up and overhead. And I'm going to loosen my strap just a little bit. And I'm also being mindful that the tail end of the strap isn't in my face. Yeah, so the strap should be above your head. Arms are up. You want to have the strap someplace where you're not pushing into that D-ring to loosen it. And then we're just going to breathe. Push your forearms out into the strap and reach your shoulders up towards your ears. Try to relax into this tense place, this physical barrier to push into. That's it. One more big, deep breath. And then release. Oh, get the strap out of the way. Come up to your hands and knees. So you're coming off of your blanket for a moment. Come up onto all fours. Maybe tap your feet out or tuck your toes under just to bring blood flow back into the tops of your feet. Yep. Very nice. A couple rounds of cat and cow if you'd like, or some wrist stretching. We're going to come back into that seated Vajrasana for something else. So once you get feeling back into your feet, we're coming back down onto them. You could use the same prop setup. You could lower the prop a bit or try without, just sitting on your heels, or maybe bringing the blanket this time just between your heels and your butt. So like a slightly different propped variation. Which way do I want to go for this? I think I'm going to show you like kind of at a 3/4 angle. Now we're going to take this same loop. You may need to change, you may need to make it bigger. This is a little hard sometimes. But you're going to bring the strap potentially to that same spot, but at least above your wrist. So for me, I know my shoulders, this is a good place for me. And then we're going to push out into the strap the same way we did with our arms overhead. Only now, reach your fingertips towards the floor. As you push your arms into the strap, roll your upper arm bones back. Breathe deep. And then release. Nice job. Move the strap out of the way for now. Take your blanket. Now open your blanket up to this size rectangle and roll it up along the long folded edge. So you'll end up with a blanket tube like this. This blanket's going to go under your heels in a down dog. And then we're going to take ye old strap, and you guessed it, we're going to have it on our forearms in a down dog. Widen the strap a little to start. I think it's better to have wider arms and then be like, oh, I want it tighter. But you're going to come, again, get that strap up to like the thick part. It's like brachioradialis is the muscle here that runs across, and like your outer forearm muscles here, like you want it there. You're gonna bring your hands to tabletop and a little bit forward. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, heels on the blanket. So your knees can bend as much as you like. Yeah. In fact, if you kind of imagine like you were loading a spring here, you should be able to let your head come between your upper arm bones. So imagine like your arms are up overhead. Push your hands down and forward. Let your shoulders come up towards your ears here for a moment. With a little bend in your knees, push back into your heels on the blanket. And then try to relax into these limits. The strap is something to push into. The blanket is something to push into. So what can find ease? How can you find some expansion while there is contraction? Maybe let your head hang for a breath or two. And then come on down and out. Nice job. Oh, that was great for me. I hope it was nice for you too. All right, move your props out of the way. Unroll your blanket. Cushion your knees. I call this being up on your tall knees. So come up onto your tall knees and step your right foot forward for Anjaneyasana. Reach your arms up overhead. Bend your front knee deep. Engage the musculature around your knee joint and use pushing into the front foot and the back leg to lift your chest and shoulders. That's it. Lean back a little bit. Try to drag your back knee towards your front heel. One more deep breath. And then hands come down to the floor or grab your blocks for pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Tuck your back toes, straighten both knees, and fold over your front thigh. Deep breath. Reach your right outer hip crease back, square your left hip forward. One more big full breath. And then rebend your front knee, lower your back knee down, switch sides. Set yourself up here so that you can engage through the things that are touching on the floor. Your shin, the top of your foot, or if your toes are tucked under. I'm really feeling the flat foot today. Reaching forward and down and back and up. So there's our limits. How far forward can you go while you go back? And where is there space that is created through those limits? One more big full breath. And then hands down around your front leg. Blocks, floor, pyramid pose. Parsvottanasana. Straighten both knees. You can scoot your back foot in a little if you want, or keep the stance nice and long. And either way, reach your front outer hip crease back, your back outer hip crease forward, and then fold. Nice job. Try to let your head go. Lift back up. This time, bend into the front knee. Bring the blocks with you if you got them. Step your back foot up. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Push into your feet. Come all the way up to stand. Reach your arms overhead. Pause here, Urdhva Hastasana, arms overhead, and imagine the strap was there around your forearms. Reach up, push side to side, and then exhale your hands down alongside your body. Grab your blanket. Now you're going to open it up to a slightly larger rectangle and roll it up along the long folded edge. Yep. Okay. I like to smooth the blanket out as I roll it so that it's nice and even to stand on, which is, spoiler alert, what we're going to do. We're going to do that in Malasana. So you can have it up at the front of your mat. I'm going to turn it to face you guys. And we're going to bring our feet about a hip's distance apart, side to side in Malasana. Well, to come into some squats and then Malasana. When I say hips distance apart, I mean where your femur bones meet your pelvis. So you can kind of measure that. It's usually about 2 soft fists. There's so many things I say when I teach that I'm just like, okay. Between your feet, that's about the distance. So from here, you're going to bend and squat and then push into your feet and come up. We're just going to do that a few times. Squatting down, standing up. It doesn't matter how slow or quick you move. Just watch yourself come down here. All right, stand on up. We're going to hold the squat. Yogi's choice. Keep your feet here. Bring your feet wider, which will give you more space in this squat. Or bring your feet together to touch or closer, which will make it harder, whether your legs are front or wide. Come on down. Wherever you are, either keep yourself kind of tucked in like a little ball, Or if your knees are wide, bring your inner elbow or your arms, your elbows to your inner legs. Push your hands together. Push your knees onto your elbows. Use the limit to find a little limitlessness. There's always going to be contraction. There's always going to be expansion. It's what everything in our universe does. It's what you're constantly doing. And so tapping into spanda, into like the pulsation of energy in your body, means a little cushion and a little push-in. Finding places where you can offer yourself support, stability, effort, and then having places where you can find space, ease, length. You got it, folks. One more deep breath. And then lift your hips. Oh, step off the blanket. Fold forward for a breath or two. And then come on up to stand. Ditch your blanket for a minute. Keep it rolled up. I think we're going to use it like that soon. Come up to stand and grab ye old strap. Okay. So standing in Tadasana, in mountain pose, we're going to do some stuff for our arms. You're going to make the strap back at that kind of armpits distance. And the strap is going in the same place that we've been playing with it, right at that kind of rounded upper forearm right below the elbow. Think plank pose. So you might, now it's a little narrow for me. And you just have to adjust it until it feels good enough for right now. Okay. Bring your arms out in front of you like plank pose. Push your forearms out side to side. Draw your torso into a more neutral place. So whatever that means for you, maybe shifting your shoulders, bringing weight into your feet or awareness to your core. And then you're going to push your hands. You're going to reach away from you. So towards the front of the mat, towards the video screen, towards whatever you're like looking at, so that your shoulder blades come apart. Then you're going to keep pushing your forearms into the strap and hug your shoulder blades together. So keep going, little shoulder flosses, protraction of the scapula, reaching away from each other, and then retraction of the scapula, hugging together. And I'm standing to the side so you can see like my torso really wants to help. My like wiggly middle is wiggling. I'm trying to just isolate it to the shoulders, which is very hard. Okay, go ahead, relax. Take a moment. How fun. We have 2 more places we're going to do it. So bring your arms up overhead, forearms. The placement's going to be the same. So strap comes up, arms come up. This time, elevation. So reach your shoulder blades up towards your ears, fingertips towards the ceiling, and then depression. Hug your shoulder blades down your back. And then a couple of times I'll turn so you can see. Up. Everything lifts, shoulder blades lift. Down. Up. Down. And I'm trying to keep my upper arm bones in line with my ears. A couple more times. You might be getting some creaky crunchies. And then release. Oh, all right. Shake it out, roll it out a little bit. And then bring your hands behind your back. And again, I find it in my body with my mobility, like it's kind of like I have to just kind of get it up there as far as it goes. When you're in a class or you have a friend, like you could ask someone you live with to be like, put this up higher. Or you could just do what I'm doing and say, good enough. Yeah? Okay. So we're going to push forearms into the strap. And notice that that rolls your upper arm bones back behind you and hugs your shoulder blades. And then just let them go forward. A couple of times like that. Very nice. And then let it go. Okay, so we're gonna actually, I lied about keeping the blanket rolled up. Apologies all around. We're gonna sit on our blanket. So I had to like unroll and refold. I like to sit on like about this height. When we sit on a blanket, we wanna sit on the corners or the edge so that it helps tilt your pelvis to a more neutral place. If we sit our tush right on the middle of the blanket, it doesn't do it as good, I think. So you're gonna sit right on the edge of your blanket. Maybe like move a little flesh out of the way. We're coming into Dandasana, staff pose. So you're gonna bring your hands alongside your hips. My palms don't fully push, so I'm just gonna push what's in the floor, on the floor into the floor, sure. And breathe. I'm trying to imagine here, where is the limit? Where is the thing that I'm pushing up into to get the sort of expansive response that always comes with contraction, that always comes with focused awareness? What happens when we give ourselves a place that we're asking to both zoom in and zoom out? And I'm not like quizzing, right? It's more like an invitation to notice, where does my limited self end? And where does my expansive nature take me? That's it. Okay, so from here, you're gonna keep your spine long and walk your hands out nice and long to about a 45-degree angle or less. You need to find a place where you're hinging at your hips, but your spine is still extending. You will find more limit potentially here, or the limit has shifted. So try not to think, we're not folding forward in this stage. We're gonna do this in a couple stages, moving into Paschimottanasana, westward facing pose. But first we're doing this kind of like Ardha Dandasana, this like half staff pose. That's it. Reach your head up, your hips back. And then you're gonna bend your knees up into your chest. So if you need to have your hands on blocks, mine are too far away for me to care, but you're gonna come here. So your spine is still at that angle it was in the Ardha Dandasana, but now your thighs are pressing up into your body. You are now the limit. Your legs are the limit for your torso is the limit for your legs. Breathe deep here. Try not to ignore the limit, but focus on making space around it. From here, reach forward and see if you can grab your big toes or your ankles. And we're gonna try to keep our belly and thighs as close together as we can. Maybe even bend your elbows out side to side. Fold deep in Paschimottanasana, westward facing pose. I am indeed both anatomically facing west, that's where this pose gets its name from, and I'm also physically pointing west in this room right now. That's kind of fun. Help yourself back up. Oh, nice job. Come up into downward facing dog as you're ready, or just hands and knees if you're good on that, just to feel. What is here? The same way we checked in the very beginning of class, try to notice your natural state, just the way that you are in this shape. Come on, back down. We're going to come into Baddha Konasana. So grab your blanket again. I'm going to sit on it. And this time if you'd like to bring your blocks or pillows if you've got them at home or whatever, we're going to bring our soles of our feet together to touch. knees bent out wide side to side, and I'm sitting right on the edge of the blanket. I kind of walk my little duck butt up towards my feet. And then my blocks, I want some place that I can explore the limit. So I'm not going to give myself maybe as much support as I would on many occasions, but a place that I feel like I have to stretch into a little. And if you're able to touch the floor with your legs, it might be good to put even just like a little bit of blanket under your outer hips to see what it's like to push into something extra or push down into whatever the ground currently is. Sit up tall, push your feet together, push your legs down into the blocks. It's not so much what's happening here, but how you are showing up for yourself in it that matters. Can you meet yourself wholeheartedly regardless of your hip situation? And then you could stay upright. You could move your blocks out a little bit. You could kind of come into a different limit. And you could also choose to hinge at the hips and fold forward. But notice that presents a different limit. Which limit was giving you that sense of limitlessness? Like which place to practice helps you feel very much connected to what's happening and also connected to the idea of possibility. Take a few more breaths. And then help yourself up. Move your blocks out of the way. And come all the way up to standing. Okay, grab your strap. Okay, so we are going to come into Supta Hasta Padangusthasana, Hasta Padangusthasana, just standing hand to big toe pose. And that looks like this without my strap. Feel free to use any strap variation that you like. The one that I'm going to use today is the little loop method, okay? So I'm going to make a little loop. I kind of know how big I want mine. And side note, a wall, a chair, a friend's hand, whatever is the best prop ever. Don't feel like you need to be balancing the whole time to get this going. So I'm going to take my little loop. I'm going to stand on my left foot and lift my right leg up. I'm going to bring my arm with the loop inside my leg and reach down with my arm inside my knee to loop my foot on the strap. The next thing I'm going to do is stand tall here. Sorry, I'm like Vanna White jumping around here. And try to sit my right hip down. Reach your left arm up or push it into the wall and kick your right leg out in front of you. That's it. Breathe deep. And then rebend your knee and release. We're going to do the second side. Nice job. Bring your weight into your right foot. Hold the loop with your left hand. Reach down. So I'm kind of holding like under the strap here. Yep, I'm trying to get Tadasana. Trying to get Tadasana spine as you practice balancing here. And then once you feel even, kick forward. So try to imagine you were laying on the floor, that your head, your shoulders, your hips, your right heel were all in an even plane. That's it. Reach your arm up if you haven't already. And then rebend your left knee and come on out. All right, so now we're going to do the upper inner thigh stretch. Stand on your left leg, bend your right knee, loop the foot. So first, for this variation, you're going to keep your knee bent and open your right leg to the right. So again, hold on to something. You can open your left arm up for balance. And then kick your right leg out to the right. Try to stand down tall through the standing leg. You can rebend the knee any amount or at any point to help you or to find the sweet spot. Rebend your knee, come forward, and release. Second side. Stand on the right foot. Bend your left knee. Hold inside your leg. Stand up tall. Open. Ooh. Open your left knee to the left. Again, arm can be out to the side, holding something. And then to add limit, kick your left leg out. And see if adding limit can also add limitlessness. If it can add expansion with contraction. That's that. Rebend your knee, come forward and down. Nice job. All right, so for this next one, we're going to, let's see, how are we going to? I had it all planned in my head and now no, we got it. Okay, so you're gonna stand on your left foot. Strap is in your left hand. Bend your right knee, lift it up, and loop your foot with your hand. Yes, I know what I'm doing. You can hold the strap any way that works here, by the way. You don't have to hold it like one way. Twist to the right. Roll your right shoulder back. Maybe reach your right arm behind you, and then kick your right leg forward. So if I had the wall, my right hand would be on the wall. Take a few breaths. Come out when you're ready. Second side. You're gonna stand on the old, sorry, I've got like a hair in my mouth. On the old right leg. Reach down and loop your foot with the strap, left foot. Left hand is on your hip to start. Stand up tall. Try to have the sole of your left foot facing the floor, and then roll your left shoulder back. Open your left arm behind you, and maybe kick your left leg forward. Stand tall, breathe deep. And then rebend your knee and release. Okay, put the strap off to the side. Grab your blanket. You're gonna take the blanket and roll it up along the short folded edge or the long folded edge and put it up towards the front of your mat. Grab your blocks. Bring them in front of your blankie. And now you're gonna step with the balls of your feet on the blanket and your heels on the floor behind it. So toes are up, heels are down. And if you feel like you need to unroll the blanket, get it. You're gonna like knead the blanket like you're a kitten, like you're making biscuits. Open and close your little toes a couple times. And then hinge at your hips, push into both feet, and forward fold. Uttanasana. Lift yourself back up. Bring your blocks as close to the blanket as you need them to step your left foot back behind you in a little blanket-supported pyramid pose. Push down and forward. Maybe you can like lower the blocks, or maybe you don't want them here. But explore how pushing into the blanket with the ball of your right foot can help you tack your hip crease back, maybe help you fold a little deeper. But how can the limit of the blanket offer something that only the limit could? Like you're not going to get this same thing without a foot on a blanket. It will just be different. Step your back foot forward. Bring it onto the blanket and step your other foot back. Doesn't matter how far. It could be a long step. It could be a short step. But someplace, again, where you can kind of dial in to some spanda, to some pulsating energy in your body. What happens when you contract Where can you find space to expand? Step your back foot forward. Oh, forward fold. We're in the home stretch here, people. I have just a couple more things for us. So come all the way up. Step off the blanket. Bring your feet and ankles together. And then bring yourself down and move the blanket out of the way or use it under your knees for a toes pose. So toes are tucked under. Try to get even like the little rinky-dink pinky toes together. You can bring your feet wider to do that if you need to. And then you could stay upright, or you can bring your hands down to the blocks or the floor and push back. I don't know which one is quote unquote better, but I do know that our feet need a little stretch from time to time. Okay. Go ahead, shift forward. Give your feet a little tap. Give your feet a little tap. Okay. So now we're going to take a foot stretch with Gomukhasana arms. You can just make your loop little. That's how I keep my strap. So then I don't have to mess with the D-ring every time. I can just like open it back up. So anyways. What are we doing? Oh yeah, Gomukhasana arms. So you're going to take your strap in your right hand. You're going to reach your arm up and bend your elbow and drop the strap between your shoulder blades. At the same time, you're going to take the top of your right foot and place it, those are knees, in the bottom sole of the left foot. My left arm is going to come out to the side and internally rotate. So my thumb is down and my palm is back. I'm going to bend my elbow and reach up between my shoulder blades for the strap, or maybe you clasp hands. Even if you clasp hands, try this with like an inch of strap between your hands. We're just going to stay here for a few more breaths. So you're pushing your feet together. You're pulling the strap up and down. Elbows lift in opposite directions. And so one more deep breath. And then come on out. Let your arms go, let your feet go. Maybe give them a little pitter pat. Yep. And second side. Put your right foot down, left foot in the arch. Give it a smush. Left arm up with the strap. Bend your elbow behind you. Bring your right arm out to the right, thumb down. Reach behind you, bend your elbow, and then crawl your hand as high up the strap between your shoulder blades as you can. This side is much tighter for me, but I'm still going to put the same amount of effort to finding the limit in it. Even though it is limited, it does not mean that there is not places to expand. In fact, I know there are places to expand here. So wherever you are, whatever you find, just breathe deep. All the way in, all the way out. And then release. Unwind the strap, come on forward. Give your feet a little kick, 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 kick. And come up into downward facing dog, or just find child's pose or hands and knees, just for a breath or two. Come on forward. We're going to come up to stand to do one of my favorite little, we're going to take a detour, a slight detour. Grab your blanket. It's not really a detour. I think it's actually on the way. You're going to take your strap and you're going to make a little loop in the strap, about foot-sized. And then you're going to take the loop and put it on the top of your right foot. So you want to have the D-ring facing the ceiling. so that you're smushing the top of your foot. Come up to your tall knees, push the strap into the floor, pull your hands forward. So your strap is over your right shoulder and the strap is on your right foot. From here, step your left foot forward and get some tension. Pull the strap forward, push back with your foot. Oh, we did this without strap earlier. So see if you can find some of that spaciousness by pushing down and forward and leaning back and up. You could stay right here, or you can reach your arms up overhead. Keep pushing your foot into the floor. Keep pulling the strap up. That's it. One more big breath. And come on out. Oh, doggy. Recovery breath. And then second side. So strap comes around the top of your left foot with the D-ring towards the ceiling. Strap over your left shoulder. Make sure you don't get all twisted up like I did. So start with some tension before you step your foot forward. Get the strap nice and tight, and then bring your right foot forward. Pull the strap towards your front knee. Push your back foot down like you were gluing the strap to the floor. And either just hang out here with this current set of limits, or reach your arms up overhead and find other limits. I don't know if you could hear that through the microphone. Someone's doing construction in the building. That's it. One more deep breath. Push down, reach up, and come on out. All right. So for my final trick, we're going to do my favorite Natrajasana variation with a strap, so dancer pose. In dancer pose, your arms are up overhead behind you, you're standing on one leg, and you're bringing your head and foot together, which is a lot. And it's something that feels like an inaccessible limit until we give ourselves more of like a tangible structure to bounce off against. That will be our strap today. If you're a person who is watching this video that practices with me in real life, you probably know what's coming. Okay. So, to come into this variation of Natrajasana, hold your strap in either hand and put your strap on the floor. You're going to step and pin the strap under the ball of your right foot. Then you're going to cross the ends of the strap, make an X, and switch ends of the strap. So now the strap is crossed over my right foot. I'm going to hold the strap in either hand and then step my left foot through the strap. So here, let me step my left foot through. From here, I'm going to externally rotate my arms, kick my foot back into the strap, bend elbows forward and up, and then walk your hands as far down the strap as they'll go. The more you kick your foot up and back, the more you might be able to hinge at your hips or walk your hands back. To come out, try to save some oomph to follow the path the way you came, and step out and switch sides. So it's kind of a fun little self-limiter where when we give ourselves this hard limit to push into, go ahead, step your left foot on the strap, cross the tail ends, hold the strap, now you know where you're going. Step through with the right foot. So now we're standing on the right leg. We give ourselves this permission to sort of like bump directly up into our limits to get somewhere. So you're going to stand on the right foot, kick the left foot up. So elbows externally rotate. They go up towards the ceiling, and then they bend forward and come together. Elbows lift. Walk your hands behind your head as far as they go on the strap, and then kick your strap with your foot up and back. Hinge at your hips, and then save enough oomph. Squeeze your knee joint closed on the dismount, And come on out and through. Ta-da! All right, that's enough of that. We're laying down. Are you ready? We're coming into Supta Baddha Konasana for our Shavasana. If you would like to rest in a different place or do your own thing here at the end, help you selfie. Otherwise, take your blanket, open it up to a larger rectangle, and fold it up in the middle into thirds. So 1, 2, 3, you'll end up with a long, flat blanket. It's going to go on your mat behind you. Oh, actually, I have to fix this. Okay, that's better. And you've got your blocks. If you have other props, like I'm doing a minimal propped practice, like I'm like a 6 blanket, they, them, So you're going to sit in front of the blanket like it's a tail. So don't sit on the blanket. You might need to like back it up a little bit or scoot yourself forward. We've already been in this bound angle position. You're going to bring your soles of your feet together to touch. This time be generous with your blocks, like really prop up the legs. You can always adjust them when you come down. And then lower yourself onto the blanket with your hips down. You can kind of scoot them around. The blanket is running parallel to your spine. It'll be worth adjusting everything. Yep. And then you'll probably have extra blanket behind your head that you can fold, roll, tuck, and make a little pillow. Do whatever you want with your arms. If you don't have anywhere to be, you can like set a timer. You can like turn the video off or put a song on and just relax for a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to offer a little breath practice, a little samavritti pranayama, equal parts breath, same fluctuation. And so our spanda, our pulsating energy in the body, is always expanding and contracting. And that ecstatic pulse creates the vibration that creates all things in the universe. That's what the tradition I'm part of offers as part of their worldview. And so when we practice samavritti pranayama, we're trying to work with where we are, find how we're fluctuating, and then see if we can even it out. So if our breath is really shallow and kind of passive, see if you can kind of stoke the fire, if you can make your breath a little more intentional in and out through your nose. Or if maybe you're breathing very heavily, if the breath feels hard or fast or full, try to smooth it out. Maybe exhale through your mouth and let some of that heat that built up go. And then from here, just notice how long it takes you to inhale. Take an easy count. For example, we'll say a count to 4. Try to exhale to that same count. So if you inhale to a count of 4, try to exhale fully to a count of 4. You can take like a recovery breath between rounds, or you can start to work with the vibration in your body to find some evenness, to make space to expand within your limited form. And let the breath go. Relax the muscles in your face and fingers, and your pelvis and legs. And we'll take a couple minutes to just rest and breathe. If you don't have anywhere to go, just keep resting. If you'd like, you can straighten your legs for a moment or two. Or you could rest there for a little longer. If you're ready to come up, bend your knees, roll over to your right side. Pause there for a breath. Maybe rest your head on your arm or curl up in a little fetal position. And then use your hands on the ground. Help yourself up. And just find a comfortable seat. Any props you want are good, or just bring your tush to the floor. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy life to pay attention to your own natural expansion and contraction. With giving yourself a limit to push up into, to reflect back like your true nature, the expansive quality of being alive that's always there. That's my yoga vibe. Hail yourselves, yogis. I'll see you soon.